used to perform any kind of commercial sex act, those are victims of trafficking.
Trafficking, okay. Now, you just mentioned labor and sexual. So now, give us a definite. We're bringing it down. It may seem like, okay, this is real easy to understand, but we want to make sure there's no confusion.
Oh, yeah.
So can you give us a definition of the two?
Yeah, sure. So with sex trafficking, it really is that forced labor. So you would be forcing somebody to commit any kind of commercial sex act. What it looks like is someone saying, "Hey, would you do this? Would you, if it was, say, a man talking to a child, have sex with my friends so we can have money and go to Disney." That would be a sex act. That, even if that person was 17 years old telling a 14-year-old girlfriend to do that, that boy is a trafficker, that girl is a trafficking victim. So that's inducing to perform a commercial sex act for some sort of benefits, for a labor or service.
Okay.
So with other kinds of trafficking, like labor trafficking, what that looks like is somebody saying, "You do this for me, or else I'll kill your baby. I'll get you deported, I'll call the police, I'll steal your documents, I'll commit some kind of harm on you or a family member." So it's that threat of harm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that forced labor. It's, I have to do this or else.
Right.
And then that trafficker is forcing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, so now we have our definitions in play. Now, okay, and it doesn't matter whomever. So tell us, how does STAC work in our community?
STAC works in our community by training different agencies on what services we provide. Like, they may help with getting the family situated, like the law aspect of it, like, pretty much referring them to different agencies and things like that. Robin is very good about finding those agencies, or those agencies contacting STAC, so that we can give that information. So that's how STAC works in the community.
Okay, so now, with knowing how they work in the community, tell us some of your services that you have.
Well, we actually have two. It kind of divides in half. So half of what we do is we provide all kinds of awareness materials. So I'll hold up this little sticky notepad so you can see it for Facebook. Everybody can see it.
It's a yellow sticky.
And you'll notice that this is in English, but we have this in 4 different languages, because in our community, we have people who are Spanish speakers, Vietnamese, Creole, and English. And this sticky note features the National Human Trafficking Hotline number. Okay. So what STAC does is we do a lot of public awareness activities like this. We want everybody to know that there's a human trafficking hotline number, 24/7, all languages. You can call there. What we do is we do that kind of public awareness. We train people, whether they're doctors and nurses or EMTs. We train teachers and all kinds of professionals in our community about human trafficking. And so that's one of our missions. And as Monica said, our other mission is to help provide direct case management services to survivors of trafficking. Okay. So we help them, whether it's housing, counseling, drug treatment, whether they need to get a bus ticket to go to Orlando to be safe. We will provide what is necessary and work with our community partners. That's really essential. To provide what's necessary to help a victim. Yes. And we also work with law enforcement. We do training with law enforcement. Sheriff McNeil has been great. We'll be doing training of all road patrol and investigators and this month. So we do that. But what's really important and what we've been really focusing on is a lot of work in our rural areas now. So I really want to, highlight some work that we've done in Gaston County in particular. Monica was really instrumental in getting an amazing program done last January. And we do a lot of work with the faith community. That was actually held at a church there. Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your event.
So January 20th, we held a forum on human trafficking in Gaston County, and it was held at New Bethel in Quincy. And it was sponsored by the Gaston Democratic Executive Committee. And so what we did was we had the U.S. Attorney Chris Cordova come in and he spoke about trafficking. Robin spoke, Mindy spoke, and we had Judy Mount speak as well. And we just want to bring awareness to Gadsden County about human trafficking because we had a case in Gadsden.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the young lady lived down the street from him. She lived close to my home. Her neighbors even said, we didn't even know this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it happens, and we aren't aware. We don't know what to do. Right. So with Robin, STAC comes in and they tell you the what, the who, the why, what to look for, what to say, what to ask the children, and there's also a component of the school. Right. Of the things that you can do in school. So okay. that was my event.
Okay. So have you been into our school, into the districts yet to educate and to train?
We have just started, and the coalition that I mentioned earlier, the Big Bend Coalition Against Human Trafficking, is looking to do some work with Lynn County Schools in October.
Okay.
But just this past month, we were in Liberty and Calhoun counties. STAC helped with an event. We talked to over 1,300 students in 2 high schools and a middle school. And I will tell you the stories that we heard of really horrific sex trafficking of children told me that this is really important work that we all have to do together. I really commend the superintendents and the principals of all of those schools for opening up their doors, where we got to talk to all of those students and a lot of parents too. And that's only the first step, because we have to train teachers and guidance counselors and school resource officers and community members and parents. You know, those assemblies are real important too. And I'd highlight for you and your listeners that, you know, what goes on those smartphones in social media, our traffickers are targeting and looking for children. Right. And those children are so vulnerable, and parents need to understand what is going on with those phones and do everything they can to watch what's happening. And also kids need to know, you know, these people, these predators are out there ready to get them and lie to them and convince them to go party or to go on a weekend or come with me to, you know, some fun event. So anyway, that was really powerful. I have to say, it was one of the most powerful things that we've done since we've started.
And I would like to make a suggestion. When you you also need to do a training of the bus drivers. My husband's a bus driver for Leon County, and believe me, the training needs to be done because they're the first person that children see in the morning.
Yes.
And they're the one, and his students kind of like, oh, we got to get on his bus, because he's one of those, he'll come up and say, what you looking at on your phone?
Good.
And you know, and if a student comes and tells him that they're being bullied, he doesn't say, oh, just go sit. He takes that to heart. He takes that serious. So, you know, a lot of people leave out transportation department, but they're the first line that the student sees. Yes. So I know they have in-services and stuff like that. So, you know, Leon County School District.
Let's give a shout out. Yeah. But also, let me tell you, Michelle Gaines at the Department of Ed, at the Florida Department of Education, she came to the Gadsden event, and she herself has trained thousands of people, including bus drivers around the state. So your point is right on, Renita. I mean, everybody needs that training, and Michelle Gaines at the Department of Education here is an incredible, wonderful resource.
Yes. Now, what we're going to definitely do is on our Facebook page. We're still working on our website, but on our Facebook page, we will definitely put the information that we have on our Facebook page, and we will definitely send it out, and we'll also send it out in our email blast that we do as well, so we can get the information shared. And once we get our website up and running again, then we'll also put that information on there as well. Now, I see 2 documents in front of me, well, the front and the back, so share that information with me.
Well, on the documents, it is it's kind of like a door knocker,
Okay.
kind of sort of minus the hole in it, but it just talks about like what trafficking is, and pretty much it has some statistics.
Okay.
Like Florida's number 3 in reported human trafficking cases.
Wow.
3.
Wow.
Okay, 31% of the trafficked people are minors. And in 2014, 1 in 6 endangered runaways were likely sex trafficking victims, and almost 20,000 individuals are trafficked into the USA each year. So it has some interesting information. STAC is a great organization, and I know we talk about education, but also churches.
Churches, yes.
The faith-based community is very important in getting this information out, because we know that if we're not at work, 9 times out of 10, we're in church.
We're in church, yes.
Yes.
And I'm going to reach out to my pastor, Pastor Mac. We definitely want to get these 2 young ladies into our church so we can have a nice powwow. We want it to be not just you getting presentation. No. We want to get our hands dirty and learn and also be a part of STAC.
Thank you.
As well. So I will definitely get with Pastor Mack, and I'm sure Reverend Holmes will be more than happy to have you all come and be involved. And we as National Action Network we'll be more than happy to set up a workshop as well to have you be a part and share your information with us. So we're getting it out there. It has to get out there because this is a serious situation. This occurs, and like you said, it was in your neighborhood. You didn't know, okay? So
yeah, and I have to say for Tallahassee too, one of the biggest cases that happened in Tallahassee happened in Killarn. And you say that and people go, Killarn? How did it happen out here? That was 2 young women who were sex trafficked. Thankfully, they escaped from the house that they were taken to. It was like a mobile brothel situation. They escaped, called TPD. TPD rescued them. They started getting involved with the feds and state law enforcement and discovered that they were part of a sex trafficking ring that was all around Florida and outside this jurisdiction. So that was the Melchor and Monsalve cases. So it is really important that people realize it's going on right here.
Right.
And it could be in your neighborhood, could be in the restaurant, could be in the the landscaping crew that you're looking at as you're going down the street.
Now I'm getting ready to ask a question that people say, oh, that's a dumb question, but we're going to put it out here in Radio Land. Trafficking is not just done to females.
Correct.
Am I correct?
Right.
So we also have situations where there are men and boys and young and teenage. Okay, so in that case, guys, if you are subjected, please, make sure. And right now we're gonna have Monica give us the contact information for STAC. So. And I probably have you repeat because this is an important issue. So I probably have you repeat it slow twice.
So the contact information is STAC. The phone number is 850-597-2080.
Okay. And do we have a email address or yeah, give us that email address because they may not be able to make a phone call. Okay, they may not be able to make a phone call, but they may be able to hide the phone and do a quick text or email or something.
Okay, so the email address is STAC, STAC, at Survive&Thrive advocacy.org.
Okay, so give us the phone number once again.
The phone number is 850-597-2080.
Okay, and you can call and leave a message. I promise you, they will get right back with you. We're gonna put this information as well on our Facebook page, and we will put it. We're gonna email blast it out to everybody that's part of our emails as well, and we'll run it periodically.
Great.
Okay,
Great.
out to our Facebook friends, and I'll do it for mine personally, and I'm sure other members that I'm going to ask all the officers and members of National Action Network, the Tallahassee chapter, if once they get it, if they will also do the same thing, so we can get it rolling and get it out.
Can I
Sure.
say one thing too?
Sure.
We have a Facebook page too, so you can you can like STAC, STAC FL, like Florida, and please like us on Facebook.
Okay.
And then
We'll get all your events.
get all the events.
Okay, and we can share.
You'll get the website, and know that this National Human Trafficking Hotline number is also a good thing to include on that.
Okay, great. We will do that. I think my time is winding down. Before we leave, we'd like to thank you, Robin, and we'd like to thank you, Monica, for joining us today.
Thank you.
This has been very informative, and we look forward to working with you here at the Tallahassee chapter of National Network. Now, what I want to do, and this is something that we're starting, Tallahassee, we need you to become a part of the Tallahassee chapter of National Action Network. We ask that you join us before something happens. We're also calling out, we're asking all our ministers, understand National Action Network is not just for African Americans. National Action Network is for all people. And next month, I'm going to start a drive of Get Your Pen. Because once you become a member of National Action Network, you get a pen. So, and it's not some little cheap pen. It's a nice pen that they give us. You know, and I carry mine at all times in case a situation occurs. I can reach in my purse, put my pen on, and say, "I'm here for National Action Network. Let's get this situation started, straight out." So it's something that we also want our members to always keep it in your car, keep it in your purse, keep it in your pocket or whatever. And we invite you ladies to become a member as well. You can email us at all lowercase Tallahassee chapter NAN @gmail.com, and we will gladly send you a registration form to become a member of Tallahassee chapter of National Action Network. We're trying to do a lot of different things, including to include a youth, have a youth program, a lot of different things we're trying to do. So Tallahassee, we're asking you, please become a member. You can be a part of us and other organizations too. We encourage you to be a part of all of the organization that started via civil rights movement, because civil rights is not just for African Americans, it's for all people. Okay, we all have rights. And so with that being said, I'm getting ready to wrap it up. Once again, if you are a victim of human trafficking or you know someone, please call 888-3737-888. This is your hostess with the mostest, Tallahassee. Thank you for joining in today. And as I always say, be safe, be happy, be healthy, and most of all, be blessed. Thank you, and drive home safely.